Robinson is now demanding a change in city leadership.
When it comes to African Americans and the police department and police, period, especially our white officers, it's the same thing over and over. History just keeps repeating itself. We've got to get a new chief of police and we've got to get a new mayor.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What you just saw is friends and family members of 67-year-old Elvin Land of Jasper, Texas, speaking about a horrific incident that you probably have not heard about as of yet. If it was not for someone sending me this information, I wouldn't have heard about it either. Now, this happened on June the 4th, 2024, just about 5 months ago, in the town of Jasper, Texas. That's right, Jasper, Texas. Now, if you are familiar with Jasper, Texas, that was the site of the horrific, gruesome unalivement of a Mr. James Byrd. And I believe that was in the 90s, where James Byrd, who was a black man, was beaten and also tied to the back of a truck and drugged as the truck sped down the road. And of course, Mr. Byrd did not survive that incident. So here we are in Jasper, Texas again, approximately probably 20 or 30 years later. And here we have a 67-year-old man being unalived by Jasper police as they are serving one of the notorious no-knock warrants at 5 in the morning. Now, there are a couple of articles that detail the event, and it's also a video that details the event, and it's also body cam footage. So first I'm going to show you the titles of the article and see how these articles automatically start framing the narrative of this 67-year-old man being the aggressor in the incident. Now, just look at this one title. This title says, "Man fired at officers before being unalived by Jasper officers," right? And I'll show you bits and pieces of this article after I play the news clip of the reporters detailing the incident. Now also look at this title of this article. It says, "Jasper man faces drugs weapons charging following no-knock warrant that result in a fatal officer involved unalivement." Now you see this one, it starts off with the man facing drug and weapons charges. And as a side note, that man resulted, that those charges resulted in a fatal shooting. So that is the way the media frames these incidents. Oh, drugs and weapons first. Oh yeah, and by the way, we did unalive somebody in the process. And right under that, you see, they say police found a large amount, in quotation marks, of narcotics while serving the warrant. Almost saying, okay, well, this kind of justifies, the old man being shot multiple times while laying in his bed. So without further ado, I'm going to play the article or the video of the situation as told by 12 News in Beaumont County.
12 News did spend the day in Jasper speaking with Lance's family. They organized a town hall at the Nehemiah Family Life Center this evening. 12 News was there as dozens of community members gathered to mourn the unexpected loss of one of their own and call for change. The family says they plan to sue the Jasper Police Department and the Jasper County Sheriff's Office.
12 News reporter Ebony Coleman spoke with family members and their lawyer. She is live tonight in Jasper. And Ebony, I understand you watched that police body cam footage alongside the family.
Yeah, I did, guys. The family believes that Elvin Land was cold blood. They're angry, they're heartbroken, and asking for change in Jasper. Heartbroken family members and friends gathered at the Nehemiah Family Life Center Tuesday night. Dozens are demanding answers after 67-year-old Elvin Land was inside his home.
Cold-blooded.
Mr. Land was ambushed.
We just want to know the truth. We want to know because the other one was a good man.
Land's cousin, Robinson, is now demanding a change in city leadership.
When it comes to African Americans and the police department and police period, especially our white officers, it's the same thing over and over. History just keeps repeating itself. We've got to get a new chief of police and we've got to get a new mayor.
Newly obtained body cam video shows the moments right before Land was killed as Jasper police officers attempted to serve a search warrant at his home. The family's attorney, Jonathan Goings, tells 12 News Land shared the home with his nephew. They say Land was inside his bedroom when officers breached the door. Goings says Land had been shot in his home last April and had been receiving treatment for PTSD since then, something he said would have been in the police department's database.
Anything that Mr. Land did at that moment, it was to protect himself, okay? They did not have to go in there and use that amount of force. I understand that there were over 21 bullet casings found from police weapons.
Goings says the family plans to move forward with filing a wrongful and survival action lawsuit to hold all parties involved accountable. Goings says the family plans to sue the city, the police department, and officers involved. He also confirms his firm will pursue an independent investigation. I'm live in Jasper. Ebony Coleman, 12 News.
Ebony, we should note the city is the one that shared the video late tonight. We also spoke with Land's cousin and neighbors. They were shocked over his.
You go in shooting. He wasn't a troublemaker. Not the one they looking for.
Land's loved ones think that he might not have realized it was police who were actually there so early in the morning.
That time of morning and starting, the first thing you say is please don't do that because it scares you, alarms you. So I would just imagine that he was alarmed and feared for his life. I really do.
Family and friends hoping for a thorough investigation.
All right, so there you have the reports of the incident. You see family members talking about, how good of a man Mr. Land was. And they made very valid points. First of all, if someone comes to your house at 5 a.m. and they start knocking down doors, and if you notice the body cam footage, that bedroom door before they cut the video, and I assume that's when the exchange took place, they took 2 or 3 or 4 times trying to break down that door. Now you got a 67-year-old man, and as they said that he was the victim of gun violence, previously, so he was suffering from PhD. Now, if he was already the victim of violence in his home one time, pretty sure that he was, prepared for someone to, possibly come in another time. So how does he know that those police were not an assailant or an intruder? Mind you, they tried to break the door 3 or 4 times, so that gave him time to get ready. And I guess when they came through the door, him not knowing, he protected himself, as the lawyer said. And as the young lady said that, you know, we are tired of this in Jasper, Texas, because it seems to be the same old thing, history repeating itself over and over and over again. And, you know, as the man at the end mentioned, he said, look, you know, so first thing somebody, you know, you do when somebody tries to wake you up, they say, hey, don't do that, man. You're startling me. You know, so this is one of the things, or the taxes. Now, they said that, you know, one of the articles said that there was a large amount of substances that was found in the house. In this article, as it says, a Jasper officer was wearing a ballistic vest, but the bullet did not appear to penetrate the vest. Now, this article once again says at about 5 a.m., Jasper office served a search warrant, but they don't specify the no-knock warrant. According to preliminary investigations by Texas Rangers, when the two Jasper officers entered and were clearing the house. No, they was in there knocking down doors. Clearing the house is a police term for securing the house, but only thing they had to do is knock on the door and be like, hey, is anybody in here? You're going there looking for substances. So if you already, you know, once if you see, and I'm going to play the full body footage again, but you see, soon as they come in, the guy on the couch was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And the other guy, I guess they arrested, was like, yo, but this guy was in his room with the bedroom door locked, and you come bouncing and bumbling on the door, and then expect him not to react in a manner to defend themselves. And as this said, Monroe, whoever Monroe is, said he was in his bedroom asleep, and you go in there shooting, right? And Monroe also believes that with the warrant being served at 5 a.m., Land may not have realized police was at his door. The police told, I guess, the news that the police told him that they were serving a warrant when Land was unalive, but they did not know why he was unalive. What do you mean you don't know? As the lawyer stated, there was over 21 rounds fired. And as this person says, it was a couple of guys that were arrested, and they continued on and they went into my cousin's bedroom. They shot him there. So I was just wondering what was the reason that the other two came out in handcuffs and my cousin came out expired. And everybody described him as a nice older man who enjoyed going to church. He was not a troublemaker. And once again, they bring up the fact that he was afraid for his life because he had been shot before when someone tried to break into his home. And so they go on with the investigation and all of those things. But once again, this is another officer involved unalivement that once again would normally make national news, national headlines, but because it has been so common, a commonplace, a common occurrence, that they just say, okay, well, this is what it was, because, you know, he was shot because we was going there looking for narcotics, and he's just a casualty. He's just collateral damage of the situation. And I'm going to play this body footage by itself so you can actually see, you know, the gravity of the situation.
They searched the residence, later discovered a large amount of narcotics and several firearms inside the residence. The investigation is still ongoing.
So you see how many times that they tried to kick the door open. 1, 2, 3, 4. They couldn't get the door open. So apparently Mr. Land woke up, grabbed his firearm, and was like, who is this at my door? And you see how they just came around the back at 5 a.m. and they were ready for, they were ready for what? They instantly kick the door and say, warrant, warrant, warrant. How about just knocking on the door at a reasonable time and catching them? If you've been surveilling them, why don't you just wait until they come outside in the morning and arrest them, if that's what you want? You don't have to do that. And that's the same thing that happened with our dear sister, Breonna Taylor. If y'all remember that, back in 2020, the young lady was asleep. And once again, there was a quote-unquote no-knock warrant. So I can imagine it with something like this, someone bursting in your house at an unreasonable time in the morning. And then if you are a licensed carrier, you are licensed to protect yourself, then you have every God-given right, not knowing it was the law enforcement officials. And of course, in that instance, her boyfriend returned open fire, and then they tried to say, okay, he, shot at them. But what are you going to do? And in turn, the sister was hit several times, and she did not survive. So this is something that we have to look at again. The no-knock warrant situation, just giving police military authority to just bust in someone. That looks like something that they do in Iraq or Afghanistan, or a recon mission or something. That does not look like police who are there to serve and protect and arrest. That is an army tactical military type deal there that our brother succumbed to. So that is what I wanted to share real quick. It's speechless. It's getting out of hand as we continue to find these stories that receive no national coverage. Let me know in the comments, have you ever heard of Elvin Land? Because I had not until the young lady or the young brother sent me that video. But nevertheless, we still say vengeance is mine, said the Lord. He will repay. So, my number 919-587-7782. I just wanted to share this as it relates to injustices by law enforcement and by police and the judicial system as well. But feel free to reach out. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Peace and blessings.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet. Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.